I really like that I can keep going up higher, but at some point I do kind of want to hit a limit if one does exist. And this basically looks like a staircase, but look how far up and over we've come already. We're probably not even over the raft really at the bottom. So here's the deal today. I'm going to see how big I can make this before the game breaks. So far I've managed to get it pretty high, but I'm still on max settings and the game seems to be handling it just fine. So for now I'm just going to be continually building my way upwards, which just looks something like that. We're definitely going to burn through a ton of wood and resources today, but luckily for me I have all these slots. And that makes it really easy because then I can just be collecting stuff as I'm building whatever this is. Also, these guys probably aren't going to see a lot of care and attention. So basically, I'm going to spend the next I don't know how many hours sailing with the wind, collecting as much crap as I can, and making this raft so big the game breaks. If I have to turn the graphics settings down to make it bigger, I sure will, because right now I'm on max. And I'm not sure if there's a building height, but I'm sure going to find out. The shark's going to eat a lot of my raft while I'm doing this, that's fine. I'll just replace whatever he eats. It's not worth my time to jump all the way down there and stab him with my spear. And look at all that stuff we can collect. We are definitely missing quite a bit of it, so I'm going to have to extend my raft like 400% in either direction to make sure we don't miss a thing. We're going to clean the entire ocean today. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do next. Now that I've built myself up to this height, I'm going to make my raft a little bit wider. It's not going to take a ton of resources to do that, but it's going to earn me a lot of resources back anyways. I think we're high enough to get fall damage by now. Just a little bit. Luckily, building regular tiles only takes 2 wood and 2 plastic. That stuff is everywhere. I'm going to make everything 2 layers wide though, that way the shark can't instantly destroy it. I will still need to pay attention, which gonna kinda suck, but we'll make this work. Already, I'm out of wood, and that's all that I've made. Boy, these palm leaves sure add up fast. I'm going to be spitting these out a lot. Adding these collection nets is definitely going to be the most expensive part of this because they take nails and quite a bit of rope and planks, so they're not super cheap to build. But just with what I had on me, we have 3 more collection nets. Shouldn't be long before I fill this whole strip, and then we'll go do a whole bunch down that way. Do the animals live forever if you don't feed them? I'm not really sure. That's going to be kind of a secondary experiment. So if we're going to be that wide, the debris fields, we can already get most of them, but we're still letting some stuff slip by. We can't let that happen. I want everything. And as long as we're sailing with the wind, we collect a lot of stuff in a big hurry. And the final collection net for this side, we'll add on to the other side just to even it out a bit. And luckily for me, I'm finding so many raw beets along the way that they could probably actually fuel me food-wise for this entire thing. See what I'd be missing out on if I didn't have this area full of collection nets? These 2 barrels and a bunch of stuff would have skated right on by. I'm also going to build some flooring in front of all my collection nets. That way they have a little bit of insulation from the shark. I don't care if he eats a regular floor, but if he eats a collection nets, that's going to be working against me. And I'm already at the point, as long as I am going with the wind, that I can basically collect resources as fast as I can use them. If I run out, I just got to walk back along my row of stuff, pick it up, and I can continue on building. So now, as it sits, you can see I'm not really missing a lot from these debris fields. Something might still skirt by, we will still make it bigger, but the game's still running perfectly fine, and this thing's getting bigger. Okay, the left side strip is officially done. The raft is now that wide. You can see the other end way down there. So we'll readjust our course this morning, then continue building upwards. Look at all that stuff. Don't have to do a thing and it just flies right in there. Alright, so I think I already found one of the unintended consequences of making a giant raft. I'm gonna hit a lot more islands than I used to. I think I might actually just skirt right on past this one, but that could get annoying because if I get stuck on islands, this is gonna take a lot longer than it has to. And, you know, this is already going to take quite a while to do. I'm really glad the shark was able to eat this piece without destroying my expensive anchor. Another of the unintended consequences of this is how long it's going to take to run up every time I want to keep building upwards. I've got to run forever and ever, and it's only going to take longer and longer the taller this stupid thing gets. Also starting to run low on scrap that I get for nails. It can be found in those floaty barrels, but I might have to stop at an island to stock up on scrap, you know, 1,000 times before I can be able to get this done. Can you not? Requires water. They don't deserve water, they don't do anything. Oh wait, maybe they do. If they're not helping me build this, they're not getting water. Alright, we've got a problem. I'm still letting stuff sneak by. Look at all that stuff I missed. I mean, I could just aim the raft better, but that's the logical choice. I'm just gonna make it wider. Look at this little raft. It's only 2 stories high. This is a raft, and I'm not even close to done yet. Alright, the current holdup in our production everywhere is nails. Nails are made of scrap. I'm not finding a lot of scrap out here, so I need to stop at an island and take all the scrap away from it. If only I could find somewhere really high, like a vantage point where I could see an island from. Oh wait, maybe I've got one. I might be imagining things, but I feel like the game is skipping just a little bit as we go. Look at all that good stuff. But I feel like I'm missing frames here and there for sure. That is a pretty good width. Like, if we hit a debris field, I think we can get all of it as long as we're aligned with it. We found our island, and it's actually a big one. Should have lots of scrap and crap for me to find. Because look at this. I'm not collecting everything. I don't want to have to steer my raft. Alright, so I've learned that the trick to getting lots of scrap off the bottom of the ocean is first killing the shark. So when that shows up, we'll murder it with a spear, and then we will be free to do whatever we want under the sea. Okay, shark's finally incoming. Only ever when you want to find it that it doesn't show up, but we also got a pufferfish coming in hot, so we'll see how we can deal with this all. One or the other is fine to deal with, but two at once, it's a little bit much. But I think if we take our time, we'll have this under control in no time, because pufferfish are stupid. That shark is going to take a bite out of me shortly, though. The pufferfish is taken care of, but now we've got another two of them coming in. Okay, and a shark. Wow. Okay, so what are the odds of that happening? I've seen a total of like 3 pufferfish this entire time while I was building this entire thing. Now there's 3 of them all at once. It will give me its stuff, and then we'll move on. In case you're ever curious what happens when all the pufferfish show up at the same time as the shark in the waves, this. So I guess my only choice here is actually to surrender and respawn and lose all my stuff, which isn't really a big deal, but it is kind of annoying at the same time because I'm pretty sure I lose all my tools now. And I've still got a shark and all this pufferfish in the water, and I'm pretty sure my body's not there anymore. There's a shark that ate me, but all my stuff is gone. Yay. You know what? Disregard all that. I had someone much more intelligent than me come and rescue me, so now I'm right back where I left off, probably about to die again. You think they'll be mad if they have to come rescue me again? Anyways, the shark is dead, we'll take the shark meat and then we're going for scrap wherever we can find it. And we'll bring some flippers along anyway, that way we can dive way down deep. Not going to bother with oxygen, we're only going for scrap. Plus if I have the flippers, pufferfish are much less dangerous. Although apparently I had 2 of them following me and I didn't even know about it, 2 of them just exploded right behind me, so this is a very dangerous island. Luckily, I am smarter than at least this poor creature. At least my raft is easy to find, even in the dark. You can never find them when you want them, but as soon as you want to be left alone, there's an army of pufferfish around you at all times. After circling the big stupid island collecting all the scrap I got 24 scrap, which turns into that many nails, which should keep me going for a little while. Smaller islands are perhaps better because the scrap is closer to where I'm at. And now I can just continue on with whatever it was I was doing. I noticed too that when the raft is in the waves and it's this big, I go way underwater and the way out of the water. So imagine if this thing was 10 times as big. I would be touching the bottom if I was standing on the end or like 1,000 feet in the air. So obviously we've just got to make it longer. Width update? It's not bad. We're collecting most of everything. Still need it wider, but I want some height first. And in case you're wondering why there's so many gaps in my floor and everywhere, it's because I'm trying to do this as efficiently as possible. The less planks I have to use, it's going to make a huge difference by the end of all this. Because believe it or not, it takes a lot of resources to build a raft that's this tall. And yeah, I should probably be cutting the trees down more than I am for planks. I should maybe also start a tree farm given how many planks I could get from a tree farm. But it is also a lot easier to just in the ocean like I am. And I think I finally dialed in the most efficient way to build what I'm building. There's going to be a gap there, then a gap there, up the stairs, but same thing, gap then a gap, and up we go. And suddenly we're this high up. We're going to be higher than the birds soon, which is interesting. Just a little closer. I wonder if at some point we can get so high we won't even be able to see the stuff spawning anymore. Now after running out of planks, I came all the way back down to collect my things again and I got 41. If I'm averaging 41 every time I move up and down, I could basically just do this constantly now. Probably gonna need that thing to sink before my raft is able to move on. The wind is going that way and this thing's not sinking and getting in my way. But I'm pretty sure that'll just kind of sort itself out. How's this for professionalism? I finally moved my little streamer so I can actually turn and see the wind direction all at the same time. I just love how much bigger it is every time I look at it. We're at about bird height now. Yeah, this is gonna work out great. I just stay pointed into the wind. Even if I have to walk away for 10 minutes, I'll come back. Look at all the stuff I'm gonna get. At least until the game breaks, which can't be too far away, but we'll see. Well, we're this high up now, so I can start eating pigeons if I want to, as soon as one comes close. And I'm also about out of nails, which is perfect because I'm about to hit that island and get some more scrap. Off we go. Well, I'm here at this little island. Might as well take the planks from the trees. After that last little island, we've got 58 nails to work with, which translates into this much height. It's a little hard to tell exactly how much we're gaining each time, but you know, we're pretty high up. I see a bird shadow, but I can't see the bird. It's somewhere below us. Nope, never mind. They moved themselves up somehow, so we've still got a ways to go before we're going to reach them again. I am really impressed so far with how high up we can go. I can't wait to see just how far we can go. Like, maybe there is no limit. I can just keep going until the game won't do it anymore. That would be a lot of fun. So if I just let my raft run with the wind for 5-10 minutes, this is what happens. Look at all the stuff I just pick up. And this does seem like a ton of stuff, but by the time I get another 5 layers up, I'm going to be out of stuff again, so it's back to the waiting game. Well, I think all that stuff actually got us 6 or 7 levels higher. That's 60 or 70 feet really, so now we're this high up. Birds getting close again. I assume as soon as I get there, they'll go up, but I'll keep chasing them until we both go into the sun. And then from down here, it looks like that. Still got a long ways to go. I feel like we can get like 3, 5, 10 times higher. I'm also a little worried about this shark right now. It's been a while since I fixed anything he's eaten, so I can't help but wonder what he's been eating that I haven't noticed. Funny story, I misclicked and hit Q and dropped my spear. Now I can't pick it up again because it's stuck on the bunk. It wants me to lay down instead of picking it back up. So we'll consider that a sacrifice, and I feel like I should start making those if I'm going to make my pilgrimage to the top. And wouldn't you know it, I'm once again out of nails. Luckily there's an island there, but we're going to need a lot more to go a lot higher. I do like the fact I have to be way back here to even really see the top, like I can't get it all on the screen at once. Just realized as I was placing another 120 planks that the birds are actually below me right now. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I feel like I've accomplished something now today. And the birds are actually a pretty good reference, because we were just pretty close to them. By the time I ran out of wood, I placed another 80, they're that far down. Starting to get hard to really see the raft way down there. The game might actually be starting to break a little bit because it's getting hard to pick stuff up. It doesn't really register it, it's hard to find it. So yeah, as I was collecting all that stuff, I had a pretty big frame skip, so we're making progress. So now I've got all this stuff, all my catchers are full, but I'm out of scrap. I need to find another island to make more nails. Continue this. And this is what I mean when I say things are starting to kind of break. So I guess the shark probably ate the end of that. That could be what that is too. Though things aren't really lining up properly. You gotta go way to the right to grab anything right now. Yeah, the game really doesn't like me picking up all this stuff. It doesn't know what to think. This looks like it might be a good island for some scrap. There's even a llama up there, which is tempting because something seems to have happened to mine. I think this is the first time I found an underwater settlement, and they had a bunch of scrap and planks, which is actually perfect. It's like they know what I want. Isn't it beautiful? I've actually been mining up so much scrap that I broke my hook, so I need to go all the way back to make a new one. Well, I've just spent the last several hours grinding away, building up my tower higher than ever. It is now that tall. And I've collected a whole bunch more resources, so we can still keep going with this. I just wanted to give you guys an update. It takes a long time to walk all the way up there, so I've actually started packing a bed with me so I can sleep at the top when it gets dark. Disappointingly though, the game is still running just fine. I thought by now we would be getting some kind of issues with it. It's still fine. It's actually hard to believe how long it takes to get up here, how many stairs I have to climb, how many jumps I have to make, but this is what it looks like from the top. Pretty hard to see what's going on down below. You can see the shark eating my raft, so that's awesome. Now, hilariously, now that I built my way all the way up here and spent all these hours, I realized there's actually a really quicker and more efficient way to be building myself upwards. It doesn't give as much floor space, which I kind of like, but there's a way to get much higher, much faster. And we're going to start doing that from this point forward. I've got a whole bunch of resources to build, so we're going straight into the sun. Plus, this way, we actually build up and away from the raft, so by the time we're done, we're going to be way over the open ocean, somewhere over there. Basically, it involves going like this again and again. We place a ladder, a pole, a floor, we climb up on that, place the same thing, it's going to take us up and over one more time, and we just keep doing this until we're so far out of there that the game breaks, or we fall off, or whatever happens. Already, I've created 3 new stories, and it took very little time and very little resources compared to the way I was doing it. Look how much higher than the island we are. Have a look at 100 nails and 200 planks to work with, so we'll see how high that gets us. I'm both happy and sad that I haven't found the build height yet. I really like that I can keep going up higher, but at some point I do kind of want to hit a limit if one does exist. And this basically looks like a staircase, but look how far up and over we've come already. We're probably not even over the raft really at the bottom. And you know what? I need us cruising in the open ocean anyway, so that we're collecting stuff as we're doing this, not stuck in an island. You can actually jump from up here. The water doesn't hurt you when you land. It just takes a long time to get down no matter what way you take. And the tower just kind of looks like that now. Hard to get a reference for the height of that, but it's tall. I really couldn't have hit this island more squarely. It's going to be super annoying to pull myself off of this. Alright, it's a new day. We've gotten away from the island. Gonna make my way all the way to the top, and then we're going to burn the rest of our resources building as high as we possibly can and see what happens at that point. I'm leaving the base of my raft in the very capable hands of the shark. Yeah, my absolute least favorite part of this now is climbing all the way up again and again and again. I don't want to have to do this again. And it's nice and wavy today. I noticed before the raft can slip right out from under you in the waves because everything rocks so far. Well, this is where we're starting at today. You can still see the debris spawning in front there. The seagulls are flying at about my height these days. And I'll see you guys in an hour. This was the final platform I could place. We've gone that far since the top of my tower, which trust me is a long ways up. I'm going to see if I can even see my raft down there. We can still see it, but it's basically the same color as the water. Might be able to see some of the debris down there, but we're a long ways up. And we're so far above the seagulls at this point that I'm not even sure if they can get up this high. Well, this was a fun day. Maybe we should go look at it from the bottom, or on the way down. Pretty big tower. I'm gonna have to get so far away to actually get this insight so you can see how tall it actually is. But each one of those stories is about 10 feet. One story, Not many stories. Well, once you get way out here in the water, you kind of get some appreciation for how tall it is, but it's still hard to really do it justice. There's a lot of wood involved in that. I've got to be this far away, I can finally get the full thing into frame, but it's not very good quality because it's so far away, it's starting to get the fog over it. So what are we going to do tomorrow?